I saw myself as being part of some big story, a grand story that was unfolding in history. Protecting something worth protecting, maybe fighting against something worth fighting against. A 17-year-old boy's vision of himself as a soldier is very different than the actual image that comes to pass. The round looked like garbage we'd been picking up the whole time we'd been in Iraq. So we went downrange, picked it up, loaded it in the truck to dispose of at another time. And we drive back to the base, and this is where like events get a little hazy for me, but I always drove, my team leader rode the passenger side of our little truck. And we both started to feel a little sick, severe headaches, a little dizzy, trouble seeing. We started to remark to each other like, oh man, I don't feel so hot. And the closer we got to base, the more sort of disoriented we got. And my team leader, I think, began to suspect, maybe said something to me along the lines that like we might have made a mistake there. Maybe this was a chemical round. Like I remember looking in the mirror and not being able to see like the pupils in my eyes and getting a little alarmed, pretty alarmed about that because that's like a key sign for nerve agent exposure. Initially coming back was difficult for me and a few of the guys in my unit. I would say mad at the world, maybe mad at the Army, I don't know. I couldn't really articulate. We were mad and full of energy, kind of this used to this feeling of being on guard all the time, when driving, when interacting with people. So having been through an experience where one goes to war or gets engaged in some other enterprise that one thinks is noble, good, and then discovering over time that it really is nothing like that, but that you gave yourself to it so completely. And then to ask this question later, like, well, what does that mean about me? Who am I? In light of that, to try to make sense of yourself when your experience and your kind of ideas about the world don't match. That's what moral injury is to me. Most of my day is either reading books or feeling guilty because I'm not reading books or thinking about books I've read. The clearest answer I can give for why I do this work is a deeply personal reason. I feel like I have some knowledge of how painful it is to be isolated and alone. Whether that's because I've isolated myself or I just perceive that I am isolated. But I know how dangerous that can be to feel cut off like that. And so if I can shed some kind of light on that experience, conceptualize it, to say in some way that it's not all there is, I hope that that can help somebody. And what that looks like, what form that takes in my own scholarship, my own research, I don't know what that looks like specifically, but that's kind of the motivation behind it.